Pranay, we've been discussing two specifics here. One, the very tonality of the interaction, the initial interaction right ahead of the meeting, and what does a US-China truce mean for India at this given point? Because before the focus goes on all the outcome, we also want to look at what exactly might India be looking at in terms of its own relations with each of these countries at this given point, with whatever outcome we see from this very meeting.
Absolutely, and a very important question, Shreya, you asked, because it is certainly going to have an impact. The intensification of a trade war between United States and China, two biggest economies, certainly have a global impact. As per the economic estimates, it is going to impact and have a decreased trajectory of 0.2% if this war intensifies. In terms of the Indian economy, certainly, if US and China trade war intensifies, then definitely there are issues as far as the logistics and supply chain matters. Also about the availability of the rare earth minerals and the advanced chip. And also, there is a threat. There is a risk of dumping, because China has a massive production capacity, and India, being a neighbor of China, and also in terms of the steel, in terms of the white goods, in terms of many other articles and equipment, there is a threat of intensification of dumping, and India has already raised the anti-dumping duties against steel and many other products. So definitely, if US and China are able to iron out their differences, if they could ease their trade tension, and if there is some formulation, then definitely it has a certain positive impact. But on the other side, India also has an opportunity. If some kind of a tension persists and remains between US and China, then there is a policy of China plus one. So post-COVID, most of the US companies have already exercised the policy of diversification, their logistic and supply chain basis, and India has come as a very reliable partner. We have to see that what happens in terms of India-US trade relation and India-US bilateral trade agreement negotiations, because what transpires in this meeting of Busan in South Korea between Chinese President Xi Jinping and US President Donald Trump will certainly have its own implication in terms of the US outlook towards sourcing their products, sourcing their supplies from these two big economies of Asia, like India and China. And definitely, President Donald Trump is touring Asia. He had a $500 million deal with Japan. Also, there is an advanced movement in US-South Korea deal. Also, President Donald Trump had a meeting with the ASEAN countries, and definitely with the Chinese President Xi Jinping. So, if this actually changes the entire calculus and economic projection as far as the Asia and United States business relations are concerned, trade relations are concerned, future investments are concerned. So, India as a country is definitely keenly looking at this meeting, and also what comes out of this meeting, because this is certainly going to have its own impact and bearing on our trade negotiation and also our game as far as the global economy is concerned.